In this lesson, we will understand some more stuffs about shape layers which will make our work faster. And we will also learn about mask feather tool. So let's create a new composition, call it radar. Now I want to create a background on it. So instead of creating a layer solid, we have another way. Just double click on this rectangle tool and it will create a rectangle over this composition. It's not showing properly because we have not any fill on it. It has just a stroke. So let me drag it so that you can see it. Okay, I don't want any stroke on it. So set its value to 0. And I don't want a solid color on it. This time I want a gradient. So click on this fill itself and it will show you multiple fill options. Let's choose radial gradient. Just OK it. And now by using these 2 points, you can adjust colors of the gradient. Let me drag this point holding down Shift key in order to move it on a straight line. Now if we look on the shape layer, you will find that it's showing gradient fill instead of the fill because we have filled gradient on it. Now in this gradient fill, just click on Edit Gradient and it will give you option to edit the colors. We have seen this before while working on the layer styles. Let me set it to white and change it to very light gray color. Let's collapse it and call it background. Let's lock it. Now let's create a circle and I want to create it from the center of the composition. So to get composition center accurately, come over here and we have title or action safe option. Just click on it and it will give you some areas which is considered safe for visuals while rendering. And it will also show you the center of the composition. You can also use apostrophe key to hide or show these areas. Now just put your cursor to the center of the composition and create the circle holding Shift Control or Shift Command key to create it from the center. Just hide these areas and let's use solid fill on the circle. We can also align it to the center using this Align panel. Just align it both horizontally and vertically by clicking on these buttons. Alright, let's put anchor point to the center by using this Pan Behind tool. I don't need to press Ctrl or Command key because this snapping option is checked on. Let's add a stroke on it. Just dark shade of blue color is fine for me. Increase the stroke width also. Now I want to decrease only fill color's opacity. So if we use this opacity, it will decrease whole shape's opacity. But I want it only on the fill. So let me undo it, collapse these, and let's open Shape's Fill property. And we can do it using this fill opacity. Fine. Let's choose some darker color for it. Now let's duplicate this layer. And on this shape, I don't want any fill color. Now let's scale it down. Duplicate this layer and let's scale it down. So if we scale shapes in this way, it will create some problem. Let me zoom it. You can see it has thinner stroke than this one. Even both shapes have same stroke width. So we will not scale these in this way. To keep stroke width same on each duplicated shape, we will use Shape Size property. Let me delete this layer and let's scale it to 100% again. Now open its shape properties and use this size parameter to scale it. Duplicate this layer a few more times and repeat the process to create some inner circles. Alright, let me zoom it. And you can see now all circles have same stroke width. Fit the screen. Now select all these layers and let's change their stroke color to some light shade of the blue color. Fine. Let's lock all these shapes because we don't need to work on them anymore. Let's create a solid layer. Now I'm going to create circular shape on it by creating a circular mask and hold on Ctrl Shift or Command Shift to create it from the center. We can also use mask path transformation to transform our mask. So let's adjust it to fit the behind shapes. Alright, let's create another mask keeping this layer selected. And at this time I am going to use this star tool. Now create the mask and use up or down keys to alter the sides. Well, I want to use this triangular shape. Now keeping this mask tool selected, let's put this path in such way that its upper node will match to the center of the composition. It will be easier to do it on zoom level. Fit the screen. Now let's change mode of mask 2 to intersect. And it will create this pizza-like shape. Now to give it radar look, we need to have some feather on this edge. And if we use this feather option, it will create feather in all directions. So let me undo it. Instead of this, we can use mask feather tool which comes with pen tool. Just take it and let's add few points to the edge where you want to have feather. And add points on both nodes also. Now if we go over the points, we will be able to move that. So just move these points and we will have nice feather on the desired edge. Now fit the screen. Now let's rotate it. Press R key to open rotation property and let's add a keyframe on it. Go to 5 seconds and let's set loop value to 2. Let's preview it. Nice. But if you want to make animation some slow, go to last keyframe and change loop value to 1. And now it will play slowly. So we have learned a lot about shape layers and their properties. Now it's time to dive into animation. So in next lesson, we will learn about keyframe interpolation.